Hello and welcome back to Disappointing Turtle. I am Creed. If this is your first time coming, then please like and subscribe and click the notification bell so lots of other people get to see this video. Thank you very, very much for coming back, or if this is your first time, for coming to see me. So first of all, I would like to thank you all very, very much for getting me to my 1,000 subs. It was a massive sort of way to go. So yeah, brilliant stuff. I can get myself on the road to being monetized now, thanks to you. Yeah, thank you very, very much. And if you're not one of those people, click the sub button and get me up to 2k. It's never enough. We've always got to keep pushing on a little bit more. But I do, and I know that obviously this is not an award ceremony, but I do just want to say thank you to a couple of people. I want to say thank you to the Megalodon, who is my R4 in 433, who helped me come up with the concept for Disappointing Turtle and gave me a lot of encouragement and has helped me a lot. And also I just want to say thank you to all the other YouTubers that have helped me as well, especially Gun Muse, Muffin, Paper Matthew and Jug back in the day. You've all given me some really great advice, and yeah, it's working, so thank you ever so much. It's really appreciated. I love the fact that we have such a good community where we can all sort of help each other out and bounce ideas off each other and things like that. So yeah, and obviously everybody knows that me and Donnie have worked together a lot, aka Gun Muse, and yeah, hopefully we will continue doing a few bits and bobs, although everything's a little bit quiet from both of us at the moment. My reasons, and I do want to make some apologies because I'm not posting very often at the moment. I think it's been 3 or 4 weeks. There are lots of reasons, and I don't want to sit here and make excuses all day. But the first week that I missed posting, I actually went with the Girlz video, and I should have uploaded a comparative video for the KOA and GOG events. The reason why I didn't was because my time got taken up by lots of other really stupid stuff. So some epic trolling that got taken onto Facebook and was completely taken out of hand. That did actually upset me quite a lot, so well done that person. But then also on top of that, that week I'd had my line room, which you guys know I had put a lot of time in for no benefit of myself, but purely just to help other people. And yeah, that went kaboom a couple of times. So it actually took me like a week or something to sort that out. But again, so many people came to my rescue. It was really brilliant, actually, just to kind of have the community behind me, and we got that room built up really quickly. It is secured now, and numpties won't be allowed in there. So yeah, happy days. And then yeah, in the weeks that followed that, basically everything went chaotic. I had 2 trips to the vet with my poorly cat. I broke a tooth. Not my cracked one here, that is from ice skating experience from being a child. And yeah, as you guys know, COVID has been pretty bloody terrible on just about everybody, but it has been particularly bad in the UK. A year ago, I essentially lost a business that I had started about a year prior to that. That took me a long time to build up, and it all pretty much went to shit. Well, now that things are kind of starting to come out the other side and vaccines are going and all this, that and the other, that business is starting to grow again, and yeah, so I've been making lots of cakes, and unfortunately that has been taking up quite a lot of my time. The good news is I don't make any cakes in July or August because it's too hot in the UK and everything absolutely melts. So we will have some more regular posts, and hopefully in that time I can try and find some kind of good balance. Okay, so the KOA GOG event video that I was going to do, that I still can't do at the moment, is a bit of a fucker really. So basically when I was doing those videos, obviously I joined a kingdom in KOA and I had never played it before, and I purely wanted to do it for these comparative videos, and then potentially maybe go on to making some KOA videos to mix in with my GOG ones. So I went over there and I joined a Great Alliance site. They're absolutely fantastic, helped me a lot. But what I didn't realise is that I had joined Luna. I'm definitely going to get this wrong. And it's actually really, really different. So they have two different types, basically. So they have Lunar and Solar, and one is very much like GOG, and one is like GOG, but the events and everything are completely different. And I was in the wrong one. So basically, I couldn't really compare events because I only had experience of one side. So then after having figured this out, I was helped out by Nep, thank you ever so much, who managed to get me a really good little castle actually, so I am building on that at the moment, in the right game, so that I can start doing those events as well. So it's essentially quadrupled my work because I have to do the events on Guns of Glory and 2 different worlds in KOA. So the video is still coming, I will do that. It's been pushed back a little bit more because now we are doing what they call a season event, which is what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. Not the KOA elements, but what it could mean for Kingdom Merger. But essentially, what happened was I went over to the New Kingdom and started, and everything was great, and I got the castle up to a point where I was going to start recording events, and then this event dropped, and it's a 4-week event. So, although there are other events going on at the same time, which I'm going to show you guys, I just don't want to give you guys information that's wrong. So yeah, I'm going to stick it out for another 4 weeks until we get the KOA GOG events video. But honestly, it's actually taken me a week or so to make that decision and to then do this video. So what I just said is what we are going to talk about is the season event in KOA and how it could be reflective of how the event for Kingdom Merger will go in GOG. So I filmed a little bit of footage last night in preparation for said video now, and we'll have a little look at it. And I am by no means, by the way, saying that this is what it's going to be like. It's just this is how I imagine that they're going to do it from the little bits of information that we have been given. And by the way, if any of you guys have missed it, Muffin has got a fantastic video out at the moment. I think it came out about 3 weeks ago, but it includes some the information from the interview that she did with the devs, her alongside some other YouTubers and some other sort of impartial people, where they were trying to obtain information about Kingdom Merger, but also voice concerns and things like that. So please watch her video. It's really, really informative, and it is probably about as factual as it's going to get at the moment because it's really all the information that has been released. What I'm talking about now is how I think it will be based on what they have said and my experience of this now event. Okay, so let's go and have a little look-see. So what they've done is they've basically combined everything onto a separate platform map. So you join that one, you leave your kind of original kingdom and you join this new map. Same as what you would do with New World. But on this map it is essentially split into sections, and you have the kingdoms themselves all around the outside. Everybody starts at the edge, and the idea is to basically get your way to the middle by taking territory, and you have obstacles that are in the way that you have to try and get. It's a bit like Tides of Darkness, but it's a lot more dependent on it's not just about the alliance rewards as such, because obviously in Tides of Darkness, getting the solo awards is really, really easy. You can do that just pretty much by burning 2 rounds of stamina, which everybody does for dailies anyway. So it's not too much effort. This isn't more effort either, but there's a lot more to it, and there's a lot more in-depth. The rewards are a lot better as well. I know this is KOA and not GOG, but I imagine that the rewards for a Kingdom Merger event are hopefully going to be somewhat substantial. If they're not, then I would be really, really disappointed. I hope the only reward isn't being able to choose what kingdom you may or may not want to merge with. So that will be interesting to see how they kind of do that, because obviously this event, there is the KOA event, I mean, there is no merger at the end of it. It's like a conquering thing, you know, the same as Tides of Darkness or Capture the Flag or something like that. So I don't know how the story will end as such. But what we do know so far is that there's going to be 8 alliances, including your 8 kingdoms, including your own. So I think the map will be set up roughly like this, each on the outside. And you'll have to move forward using the towers, the same as what you would do for Tides of Darkness, whilst picking up alliance points for various tasks, and also picking up solo points and kingdom points for various tasks. I do believe that we will be in our traditional separate alliances for the Guns of Glory, Kings of Merger. I don't think it would make sense to have one alliance for an entire kingdom, because as we know at the moment the capacity is just 100 per alliance. I don't think the servers could handle much more than that. Maybe, I don't know, because if you think about the chat and stuff, it would just be fucking mental. But then KC does that, so maybe I'm just chatting shit. It does happen of an occasion, but I just don't see that they're going to do it like that. Also, if you take like kingdom conflicts into account, not all kingdoms have NAP. Not all kingdoms, the alliances within them, will want to work together, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. And I really hope, guys, that if that's you, if you're in one of those kingdoms, now is the time to start reaching out and trying to come to some sort of agreement, even if it's just for this event, because really you want to be in a position where you can do your best, and also you're not relying on other people. You know that they're going to do what's expected of them. Everybody's doing their own little bit, as it were. So yeah, you get all of these different types of rewards, and obviously there's leaderboards that are reflective of it as well. One of the things that keeps coming up, sort of like with the rumour mill speculation, but also from these in-house interviews, that's what we'll call them, is that if you're dominating the kingdom leaderboard, then you will be more likely to be able to choose which kingdom, if at all, that you merge with. So one of the other things that kept coming out that they were saying is that basically it would only be the first place alliance that would get to choose, and then I think it was the rest of the alliances would then go into like another wave of said events. Whether they do it like that, I don't know. If they do it like that, then I'm guessing, so they're saying 7 weeks for the event, and then a week to basically coexist with another kingdom, and if you don't like it, then you don't have to merge. So then another 7 weeks, followed by another week. So we're looking at basically 16 weeks worth of event. And I think it's important to note that, like, in this KOA seasonal event, you can still do the other events as well, and you can also port back between the kingdoms. I don't know if that's a function that they're going to put in to the kingdom merger event. They might not, because it might be too complicated to have people bouncing back and forwards, but I guess if they can do it in KOA, then they can probably do it in GOG. That's something else that we will have to see, but I just wanted to kind of show you roughly how I think it's going to be, and I think a lot of other people that play Guns of Glory and KOA are all also under the same impression that this is roughly what it is going to be like. I mean, I think that the map is true to roughly how it will be, although there are more kingdoms involved from what they're saying. But I guess that they're going to have to run some test servers to make sure that everything's working properly. They would be pretty bloody stupid if they didn't, if they released this just straight off the bat, especially given their history of really bad glitches and data losses and whatever else. Although apparently that's always our fault, so yeah, that's good to know. Oh my god. So yes, I know it's not like definitive information, but I did say to you guys that I would like keep you updated. This isn't an update as such, but it's more just to give you guys an idea of what to expect, because I do get asked a lot how it's going to be, and the truth is nobody actually knows yet. I don't think GOG even quite knows yet, so they can't give us answers that they don't have. This is just a guideline, just to give you guys an idea. So yeah, hope that's okay, and please don't forget to check out Muffin's video if you haven't, because as I did say prior, it's really, really good, and there is a lot of actual information in there. Right, so third degree with Creed. This is the third degree with me, Creed. So the thing that I would like to have a whine about today is the lack of resurrection coins during Kingdom Raid. I think this is something that everybody gets really pissed off with. It's a nice way for Guns of Glory to try and drive spending, because of course you want your troops to be revived. Everybody has different systems as to how they go about distributing coins during Kingdom Raid. My way might be a little bit controversial, but it was discussed between the entire alliance, and it is the way that we deem to be the fairest. So essentially what we do is we give out a daily allowance, so you get ports and coins both days, but you only have a limited amount on each day. And it is dependent on your castle size. Not with ports, you get, you know, the amount that you need for day 1 and the amount that you need for day 2. That's not a problem. We always have an abundance of ports, because people generally actually don't mind spending gold on those, believe it or not, or at least people in my alliance don't seem to. I'm not speaking for everybody, so please don't leave me comments down going, actually I'm really pissed off for spending gold on ports. I'm sure none of you sound like that either. But yeah, so resurrection coins, if you're between, like, if you're, say between a C1 and a C30, you get so many, and 30 to 35 get an amount, and then 35 to 40 and 40 to 45. They all get a different allocation, and that's purely based on March cap and things like that, which really is why the allocation of coins that you get per alliance is just completely ridiculous, and doesn't suit the purpose, because if you have a March cap of, say, 700k, I know there's people that are higher, but let's just go for a kind of average between 600k and 700k, and your allocation of coins, for instance, for my C40, I would have 100,000 coins. I'm only resurrecting, like, I think it's 30,000 T12, something like that. So it absolutely, it doesn't make a dent. It makes no difference whatsoever. And then that's kind of it. I mean, if you're a smaller player, the coins go off like a longer way, a lot further. But also you're more likely to lose, which means you're going to lose more troops. You might not have the things that you need to be able to get back your troops, and then you're out. You can't play the rest of Raid because you've just lost all of your troops, and you can only get so many out of the what do they call it? Is it Kingdom Sanctuary or Kingdom Hospital? I don't know. They call everything a different bloody name in all of the events that it starts to escape my mind, especially playing KOA as well. That's just added even more to my confusion. But yeah, so I think given the fact that March caps are just absolutely freaking insane now, they should give us more than one person's basically allocation for an entire event for an alliance, because it's really, really tough. It does cause a couple of arguments. I don't know about you guys, but we've definitely had, like, for example, if an R4, which they definitely shouldn't be doing this, but if an R4 takes more coins than their allocation, I mean, hell breaks loose. I have to demote them Not forever, just for the event, because, you know, if I can't trust that person, it's not great, is it? And it doesn't look good for the rest of the alliance. The people that do not have the privilege of being able to help themselves to the coins and get them as and when they need, the ones that have to rely on other people to distribute. My laptop started overheating and sending the footage absolutely haywire, so that's how my day's going. Anyway, yeah, that's my gripe for the day. So, yeah, on to the next segment. This is where I answer all your questions, little bit of banter, psych! Ooh, so this is like an interesting, maybe potentially controversial subject. Loads of people, after the Girlz video, which was awesome, by the way, thank you so much, G, were asking me about, like, what job he does and how much he earns and things like this. Don't ask people that. It's not okay. Like, you wouldn't ask, I mean, you might ask somebody their job, but I mean, if you met somebody in real life, like, in a social situation, you wouldn't be like, hi, nice to meet you, how are you? That's a really expensive coat you're wearing. How much money do you earn and how much did you pay for that coat? It's really obnoxious, guys. Please stop doing it. Like, it doesn't matter. There's some people out there that choose to let you guys know. For lots of different reasons. One, for clout. Two, because it's good content and whatever else. But also so that you guys kind of learn a lesson and don't necessarily make the same mistakes. We all know that pay to play is an issue. It's a massive, massive issue. And it's also hugely addictive. It's quite a serious topic. Because it is massively addictive, and I think there are lots of people that play this game that do it because they don't feel too great or whatever. They've got shit going on and it's a really, really good social place. And when people feel like that, we look for fulfillment, and some people find fulfillment in spending thousands of pounds on packs. And really, that's not for us to judge. And you know what? Sometimes people do it just because they can, and that doesn't matter either. They're just having fun, the same as everybody else. Yes, I agree, don't feed the machine because the situation will only get worse. But one person changing their habits doesn't actually make much of a difference, contrary to belief. And also, I just don't think it's down to us to tell people what they can and can't spend their money on. You can have a judgment of it, sure, but keep it in your head. Just because you're on the internet and you're sat behind a keyboard and you think that your comments don't matter because they're a bit edgy or whatever else, they're not edgy. Everybody asks the same things all the time. Leave the big spenders alone. They're not all devs, like everybody keeps saying. Just because somebody has a good job, it doesn't mean that they're a developer. And if they were a developer for this game, they wouldn't be spending those kinds of money on their castles anyway. They would be doing it all for free because they make the game. So I just want to put that out there as well. So yeah, bit of a controversial subject. Sorry if I upset anybody, but you know, we all are entitled to an opinion. But also just don't judge somebody just because somebody spends a little bit of money. Like, it could be for 101 reasons, none of which are any of our business, mine included, which is why I did not ask questions like that. You don't ask questions like that. It's rude. Anyway, that's it. So, yep, bit of a weird video, maybe. It was kind of a video about nothing, but also a video about lots of things. Hopefully it was entertaining anyway, and hopefully you guys have a little bit of an idea what to expect from the event that is going to come from Kingdom Merger. Again, this is not fact, I am just purely speculating, okay? Gossip channel, I'm just gossiping. Taking the game a little too seriously sometimes. Remember, it's all just for fun. Anyway, on to bigger and better things. So yeah, you guys have a lovely, lovely week. Thank you so much, as always, for coming and taking your time out to watch my video. Massively appreciate it. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe and click the notification bell. And I will see you guys very soon. Have a lovely, lovely day and take care.